Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Lisa Frankenstein. And this is a new horror comedy romance from writer Diablo Cody of Juno fame and Tully and Jennifer's Body. And Robin Williams' daughter Zelda Williams directing. And this particular film focuses on Lisa, played by Katherine Newton, who, her mom was brutally murdered in a home invasion. So, great place to start. She's in a new family with her father, who's, one of those distant, aloof, quirky 80s dads. As this film takes place in the 80s, very heavily influenced by the 80s, and she has a really not understanding and kind of mean stepmother, played by Carla Gugino. And then you have her stepsister Taffy, played by Liza Soberano. And I appreciated their dynamic. But this film focuses on Lisa, who, is hanging out in an abandoned cemetery, of course. And when a strange lightning bolt brings to life this body of this man, reanimates it, and then she slowly falls in love with this dead man and winds up causing all kinds of havoc, of course, Frankenstein style. And this film certainly has a lot of personality, and I think Williams brings a lot of that. From the very start, you have this fun credits animated sequence setting up the backstory of our corpse, who's played by Cole Sprouse. And, those animated elements come back a couple times in the film. They bring some fun personality. I think Diablo Cody's writing, it's in the details. It's the little jokes. It's the little microaggressions. It's the little things that really help stand out with the themes of this film that are dealing with sexism and living as an outcast, and how lack of support can cause people to spiral during these traumatic times. And those elements are what really elevates this from, a bunch of 80s movie homages, which this film certainly has, from 80s character tropes like the father and such, and the stepmother. You get those things, we've seen them before, but this film shakes things up with some personality, some really rich colors in terms of their costume design and production design, a very synthy kind of 80s score from Isabella Summers, and generally, just the look of the film is really well done, the costuming, and that's particularly important as Lisa starts finding herself in her outfits, but it's the performances. Katherine Newton brings so many little specific choices to her performance that brings so much personality out in Lisa. Cole Sprouse is having a ball as this moaning, grunting, reanimated corpse. His physicality is something else in this film, because he really doesn't get to use his voice, so he has to use his facial expressions, his body language, and how he moves to convey so much. Carla Gugino is biting and just, she makes a lot of those little tiny choices too. And honestly, Soberano really stands out as Taffy. She might have been my favorite character in this film, because there's a lot of nuance to this stepsister character that you don't really see in films like this. And even Joe Trest, who plays the dad, he's just so pitch perfect as this trope he's playing. I love the use of music. There's one particular song that gets utilized throughout this film that really captures the time period, what the little awkward, weird love story going on. This has some blood, it has some guts, it has some creepy crawlies as well, it has some fun horror elements, it definitely has a sense of humor, and it has a lot to say. And in general, I think this is a really fun and engaging film that really puts a spotlight onto these weird, quirky, outcast characters that we've seen so many times, but between Williams, Cody, Newton, and Sprouse, we get a little something fresh this time around. But those are my thoughts on Lisa Frankenstein. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.